Scooby Doo is my hero. Scooby Doo is a legendary franchise to me. It is a very important series that has helped me in many ways over the years. Whenever I've been sick, Scooby has been there. Whenever I've been in pain, Scooby has been there. I have a lot of Scooby Doo merch, including this vintage bobblehead, a bunch of Cartoon Network plushies, and a giant Scooby Doo plushie. And if you saw my last video and, well, can see, I have a Scooby Doo tattoo now. But you know what is the best thing about Scooby Doo? Scooby Doo was created in 1969. Nice. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of the original Scooby Doo series, Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Yes, for those unaware, that's the full title of the original series that ran for 2 seasons between 1969 and 1970, and it's 25 episodes long. It was a short one, but it's a series that hasn't stopped yet, with some new stuff along the way. Looking it up, you may see stuff mentioning a 3rd season. I even have a DVD set with season 3 on it, but it was cancelled after a few episodes, or was then later broadcasted under the Scooby Doo show, a different Scooby Doo series, as its 3rd season, but the DVD release made it the 3rd season of the original show. I, for one, don't count it as such, so I'm not including it in this review. But yes, Scooby Doo, Where Are You? A childhood staple for many of us, and especially to me. I had so many episodes of Scooby Doo recorded on VHS back in the days, from the original series and many from others. I've played all the games, I had all the PS2 games, I still have all the PS2 games. Scooby Doo is just so special to me, and Scooby Doo was the start of a legendary duo, Shaggy and Scooby, and the rest of the cast, Fred, Daphne and Velma, are also pretty likable characters. Normally when you get like a group like this, there's normally at least one character you kinda hate or just get kinda annoyed at, and that doesn't happen here. Scooby-Doo for many of us was the first step into the horror genre when you really think about it. The gang going up against monsters, ghosts and ghouls in every episode, looking for clues and solving mysteries. It's a very simple concept and the formula has barely changed, and yet people keep on wanting more Scooby-Doo. So let's look back to where it all started. And well, does it hold up? Hell yeah it does, it's Scooby-Doo! The original Scooby-Doo was an absolute blast to watch, with really cool gothic visuals. Like, painted backgrounds is a dying art, but some of it still does look really good. It's really cool. It's got a funny cast of characters, some fun twists to the formula, and of course, the music. I love the background music of Scooby-Doo. But I absolutely adore that Scooby-Doo opening theme. It's such a fun, memorable opening that they even use it in a lot of like the Scooby-Doo games. They always try to replicate it in the games and it's so fun. And even today, whenever you get like a new Scooby-Doo thing, they always try to like do that opening theme, and it's so good, it's so memorable. Even if I didn't understand all the words, like what's a sliver? Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you. Got a sliver. I thought he was trying to say shiver, but no, he's saying sliver. But what's a sliver? Well, I found out recently that sliver means splinter in like the UK. Like, oh, okay, he's got a splinter. Yeah, okay, that makes much more sense. They did change the opening music in Season 2. It's the same song, but with a new singer who sounds so 70s, and I love it. I much prefer the original, but it's still kind of fun. Just how 70s it is. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
where are you? We got some work to do now.
You do not hear that kind of singing anymore. The episodes themselves consist of the gang stumbling upon a mystery which involves a monster of sorts, whether it be a ghost, phantom, zombie, etc. They get chased around while searching for cause, they trap the monster and reveal it's a person under a mask, trying to scare people away, normally. It's a formula they use in every episode, and sure, I will gladly admit, when you're constantly watching them back to back, the formula does get a little stale after a while. But they do occasionally throw in a fun twist here and there on who the masked villain might be. Some episodes you have at least 2 suspects and you try to work it from there as to who it could be. Some only have 1, making it kinda obvious. Some don't even have any suspects, like Hassel in the Castle. The gang arrive on Haunted Isle, which is, well, haunted, and by the clues you could work out it's a magician, but you never actually meet the character until they're caught. It's a little strange when you think about it. But then there are times where the clues are so obvious, like in the episode Nowhere to Hide, that it's like, yeah, they did it, but then it's a twist, and it's not them. They're being framed. So they do try and switch it up now and then, and throw in some fun twists. The show is also filled with a laugh track, which can be fun sometimes.
Now come down out of those draperies.
Like, why couldn't you have been a poodle?
But I also feel like in later episodes they toned it down, making it a little inconsistent, which is perfectly fine. It's essentially just white noise anyway. Now let me tell you some fun facts. Scooby is the only character with white in his eyes. Just a fun fact. Another fun fact is Shaggy is a gymnast and a ventriloquist.
Maybe my ventriloquism bit can get us out of this jam. Help! Let me out of this pot!
It's very random, right? The first 2 episodes of the show, What a Night for a Night and A Clue for Scooby Doo, both have title cards in the opening, but episode 3 they switched it over to just having them all running with a title up top. While it's sad they didn't keep using the title cards because they're kinda cool to look at, having them running like they do is extremely iconic and does separate it from other shows, so I much prefer it. Here's a very fun fact. Velma is the strongest of the group. Not only do they hide behind Velma sometimes, but Velma constantly carries all of them. It's so hilarious. I love Velma in the series, not only for these moments, but I love whenever she loses her glasses, she becomes so nonchalant and just doesn't really care about what's happening around her.
He knows I can't see without my glasses. Oh, there you are, Shaggy. You sound terrible. I told you to take care of that cold.
Like there's one episode where Fred and Daphne just like ditches her as the monster is coming, and it's so funny.
Everybody, run!
What's going on around here?
Some other stuff I like or find funny. I like how the gang always repeats what Scooby says because he's hard to understand. If you don't speak Rotitium, same speech problem I have. I love how they always call them hams when they're being silly. What a ham. We should bring that back.
Look at him! What a ham!
So Daphne is known for falling into traps, and by episode 4, they are already very aware of the type of character they made, as they're already calling her Danger-Prone Daphne.
Hey, what happened to Daphne?
I fell down in here!
Wouldn't you know it? Danger-prone Daphne fell into a mine shaft.
Her entire reason of existing is falling into traps, and honestly, it really does just become funny. Scooby gets into fights with a lot of little animals, mostly like squirrels and mice, which is always fun, and one of my favourite things is episode 17, A Night of Fire is No Delight, is the basis of the supernatural episode that crosses over with Scooby Doo. It takes place within this episode.
So we're stuck in a cartoon with a talking dog.
Not just any talking dog, the talking dog. The greatest talking dog in history. Doesn't matter if we die, Scooby Doo could die, and that's not happening. Not on my watch. I'll take a bullet for that dog.
The Supernatural episode is very fun, even if you don't know Supernatural but love Scooby Doo. Check it out.
Jinkies! Jeepers!
Zoinks! Son of a bitch.
Something I do find funny is whenever Scooby and Shaggy wear costumes to try and fool the ghost, I don't feel like once they even manage to fool them, but they are rightly confused. That is just so funny. Like, I love to see them just play along because they're just so confused by what's happening. Or you get the weird, like, chase scenes where they're running away on a bike and then the ghosts are also on a bike as well. It's just good comedy. And speaking of a comedy, it still holds up today.
Look, the witch's broom. We win. Like, I've heard of holding someone's hand when they're scared, but this is ridiculous. And my feet are killing me. All 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Because you just don't know what to expect out of it. Like, it's a cartoon, and it's very aware of that, so it's gotta have fun with it. Like Shaggy eating Scooby snacks, so dog food, the start of which is in episode 5, and from that point on, he would always try to have one.
Here's a Scooby snack for courage.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Here's a snack for you, Scooby.
And of course, the giant sandwiches starting off in episode 3, you just gotta love it. It's so iconic. Season 1 of the series is just so much fun with familiar and fun designs. Even in the first episode, it's just a dude dressed up as a knight, yet somehow it's like running circles around a gang. And episode 3, it's just the most basic ghost design, but even then, they're still memorable. I love episodes 2, Captain Cutter, and the sounds they use for him on screen. Episode 8, Foul Play in Funland, the dude from the opening shows up, and it's one of the weirdest episodes, with this thing walking around so fast, it's so funny, yet so bizarre, and in the end, it's just a robot out of control. It's a very hectic episode, but it's a lot of fun. You got the classic monsters here too, with episodes 11, A Gallop of Galilean Ghosts, with one dude dressed up as Dracula, Frankenstein, a werewolf, and even a gypsy. Which then, you would expect me to believe he was in one spot in one costume and then suddenly in another in a different costume. Now you're testing me, show. There's also a mummy in episodes 12, Scooby Doo, and a mummy too. This episode did creep me out with how like the mummy can like turn people to stone. The idea of that did kind of creep me out as a kid. There's also a witch and a zombie in the episode. But then there's also whatever the hell this thing is in episode 15, Spooky Space Kook. One of the more weirder designs, but again, it's very memorable that you still see this guy getting merch today. And then of course there's episode 17, That Snow Ghost. It's a Yeti who can fly. Like for some reason they just had to make him a ghost. He's not just a Yeti, he's a ghost Yeti. But that's what I love about Scooby Doo. You just don't know what you're going to get and what the mysteries will be. So how did season 2 change things around? Well, there's one big difference. Music. They added musical chase sequences into each episode of season 2, or I think there's one that doesn't have it for some reason when all the other ones do. And I don't know how I feel about them. While I love the 70s as hell music and how quirky some of these scenes are, I'm indifferent about them. I think sometimes the song just doesn't really work, or I just don't really care about it too much. I don't really know, but I'm a little indifferent about them.
I just don't think I can make it without you. I feel so good.
But again, they can be fun. Like there's an episode where Velma joins in on a chase scene, and that's kind of fun. And the monsters are still good in season 2. One of the most known has to be episode 3's Jeepers It's the Creeper, which is a very good episode. It has a fun gag of Scooby accidentally becoming a mother to a baby chick, but it also has like the whole gang running around enjoying the music sequence, which is fun to see. And it also has its creepy moments. Though my favourite is when Shaggy and Velma are dancing and then Scooby comes in and Shaggy and him dance away together and just Velma's reaction. That's funny.
I've been a wallflower before, but this is ridiculous.
But also in episode 1 of season 2 is Hyde's ghost. So it's a Jekyll and Hyde story. But they had to make it Hyde's ghost. It's always ghosts. They always have to make them ghosts. I think it basically is to explain that they suddenly can disappear sometimes because they're a ghost. But then we also have another werewolf episode in episode 7, Who's Afraid of a Big Bad Werewolf? And while at first the werewolf looks pretty identical to the one in season 1, Shaggy and Scooby later shave his head as like a gag, and it actually stays that way throughout the episode. That's kind of cool and a good way to like differentiate them. And then there's the bane of my existence when playing the Nintendo 64 Scooby Doo game, the Witch Doctor. Seriously hated being chased by him in the 64 game. He's so fast and it's so annoying. But his episode is just bizarre and one of my least favourites as well. Besides seeing Scooby in a hula skirt, that was kind of great. As weird as it may sound, I feel like season 2 is a lot more cartoony and used a lot more different images than just using the same kind of facial cells that old cartoons use. Maybe that's why there's less episodes. I actually tried to do more drawings to them. I don't know. In the end, season 2 was still good, but it did end with a bit of a whimper, in the sense that, like, the last episode was just okay. But I also could talk about all the different episodes and specific moments, but I really think you should just experience Scooby Doo for yourself. The original series is just a ton of fun with great backgrounds, fun characters, fun villains, and a formula that does work. These characters are very memorable. Everyone knows who these characters are, and for good reason. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Is a show for everyone, and it's a great gateway into horror for kids, and probably why I love horror today. I think as well, kids of today will still enjoy the original Scooby Doo stuff. Easily, like there's plenty to love. But of course, all the adults will also enjoy Scooby Doo, Where Are You? I know I do. Yeah, sure, not every episode is as good as the last, but the atmosphere, the humour, the characters, all of it just makes it what it is. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Is a 10 out of 10 foxes. Of course it was going to be for me, of course, but it's just a good, enjoyable show. I could go on about it for forever, but I won't keep you guys any longer. But now with this out of the way, next I want to start visiting the Scooby Doo straight to DVD movies. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if I have time and all that stuff, but it's my plan to go through the Scooby Doo movies. And then maybe one day I'll get back to doing the series as well. So please stay tuned, follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter, all linked down below. If you like what I do, please support me on PayPal, on Coffee and all that, all linked down below. It really does help me out, I really do appreciate it. Or feel free to give fakes or whatever, and don't forget to hype up the video, the little star icon down here somewhere. I really appreciate it. Well, it's over this way. I can't remember left to right sometimes. You guys know what I mean. And please do give this video a like and subscribe to my channel because I love you if you do. Hit that bell icon. And also if you see this on like Blue Sky or Facebook or anything like that, please remember to share it as well. I very much appreciate it. And yeah, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, all that stuff. And this fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.